Hello guys, today we are doing a Concall analysis of Relaxo. It's a leading organized footwear manufacturer in India. So initially the management starts off with the business performance saying that the revenue for Q2 was 679 crores compared to 715 crores, a 5% year-on-year decline. This was because of weak market demand. And then they say that EBITDA was 88 crores and 92 crores, which was for previous quarter, matlab last year same quarter. So margin has remained almost the same, and profit after tax margin was declined from 6.2% to 5.4%. This is because of higher depreciation. So if we see for half year, EBITDA was again almost the same, 13.1% this quarter and 13.7% previous quarter, the EBITDA margin. And if you see profit after tax margin, it is 5.7% versus 6.9% in the previous quarter. And the company has incurred an expense capex of 49 crores. So the company is focusing on adding new distributors and improving retail network, and also working on optimizing back-end operations. Next, the question starts. So the one person asks how, like, there is a lot of competition coming from lower price organized people. So are they going to dilute the prices, or what? Like, what is happening? So the management says that there is very poor demand in the country, and because of raw material prices which has gone down, there are a lot of unorganized players who have come. And these unorganized players and like even in organized players are coming at lower price point, so they are eating into their market. uh, and also they say that there was no pressure on them to reduce the price. Instead, they're adding more retailers and distributors to make up for the demand loss which is happening. So when the analysts ask, like in FY23, when there was a lot of pressure from raw material inflation, they chose to increase price instead of losing market share. And but now it has changed. Why is it so? So the management says in long term they'll be able to gain the market share back, but as of now they don't want to take a price decrease. And they're also saying there is wedding season in Q3, so they're hoping that demand will improve. Then the question was if they could give a breakup of how it is in rural versus urban. Uh, how are they seeing it? So the management says that on inventory front, like they are seeing a good because of subdued demand, the inventory has increased. They are carrying almost same inventory levels in general trade and new channel, but in retail level their this thing has increased. So overall the inventory has increased. And on question of rural and urban split, the management didn't give a very clear answer. And what about the margin guidance of 15 to 16% for FY25? So the management said that they are working on back end on how the manufacturing price can be reduced further, so that they can improve their margins. The next question was like the ARPU, but that is average selling price has increased by 6% to 156 rupees. So how is that happening, and how is the business split? If you see North India, South India, East and West India, how is it happening? So the management says that overall the demand has been not been very good, whereas in East is the most affected, is what they're saying. And the analysts ask if there is any improvement in like a mix, that is are the more premium sell shoes are selling, or what, how is it? Because of that has the average selling price increased. The management says that they have increased the prices in January, so because of that the average selling price is high. But the split is same, is what the management saying, that is revenue coming from premium and economy, both are almost the same, is what the management is saying. And then the person asked like if the last 30 to 40 days, that was October, almost the wedding, I mean the festival season, so was there any uptick in volume? The management said that the volume hasn't been that great in October, but they are hopeful in November and December it will increase because of large number of weddings that are happening. And then the person asks if recently the company added some capacity in closed footwear, so has there been any improvement there? So the management said no, the split has almost been the same. And then the analysts ask if they are hiring more, matlab, how are they planning to improve mix towards closed footwear? So the management said that they are adding more distributors and more channels, even for example e-commerce, but they are going little slow on Flipkart or on Amazon because there you have to sell products at very discounted price, and because of this general trade will be affected. So they are very cautious about e-commerce. And then the person asks how they are targeting, matlab, what is the revenue prediction for the full year? So the company said that for Sparx they can predict about 8 to 10%, and overall it should be positive. Like they're not very bullish or very negative. They're like it's flattish kind of revenue growth. And then the person asks like how much retailer franchise they're planning to increase the number. So the management said that last like 2 years back they were at 55,000 stores, now they're at 70,000 retailers, so they are planning to go in the same rate. Then the person asks why is there so much competitive intensity. The management answers because of very low raw material prices, lot of competitors have come in, because it's very affordable now, many people come and manufacture shoes, but when raw material price increases they really vanish. And so then they are working on cost optimization also by adding new products and to understand regional needs, so they're really in touch with the market to counter this competition which is coming. And another reason why the competitors are so much, because the small players they don't have to do BIS compliance, which is a quality compliance by government. So very small players don't have to do that, and because of that very cheap quality goods are being sold, but the company is focused on very high quality goods, and in long run they'll benefit is what the management is saying. And then the person asked like there has been 3% decline in other expenses, why was it? So the company said that they took a call of reducing advertisement spends. Usually they used to spend 4% of their revenue on advertisement, but this year they spent 3%, and which is 1% lower. So then a person asks about capex which they are planning to do. So the company said they've done 50 crore already, they'll do another 50 to 60 crores, so 100 crores is what they're expecting. And on what they have spent, that is like 25 to 30 crores is on regular items, which can be like furniture or upgrading a machine, and then some civil work also they have taken up. Whereas any capacity addition, no, there is no capacity addition happening in this capex. So again, how will the Q3 be is what they're asking, because they were almost 40 days into Q3. So the company, that's what they said. The October was bad. Next 2 months they're hoping to see good results coming. And then the analysts ask if other organized players like Walker, Acolyte, if they are also facing similar kind of pressure. The management said yes, they are also facing similar kind of pressure. Then the person asked her like few quarters back your focus was on market share gains and not margin, but now you are going for margins and not for market share gains. So what is your long-term perspective? So the company management said that they're taking a very balanced approach. When time is right, they'll do margin safety. When time is okay, they'll do market share gains. So it's a very balanced approach, and it depends, like it varies time to time. So they don't want to stick to any one thing. So then the person asks if that is the case, then market share will decline. So the management says that no, they are adding more and more retailers. They are having very quality product. They've introduced a retail app. Because of all these things, market share will be same. And once the prices or once the demand comes, they'll gain the market share which they've lost. Then the person asks like northwest market, south split. So he says management says there's 1% drop in west and south, and there is more drop in east because of the total of 5% decline is what they're seeing. And for full year volume, what do we expect is what the analyst asked. So the management said that they can expect flattish growth because first 6 months has been 5% lower. So to cover that next 6 months, because of wedding demand and all those things, the next 6 months will take it up, and they are expecting flattish kind of volume growth. And then an analyst asked like gross profit has seen an improvement. How is that? So the management says one is there was price increase in January, and then their raw material prices also came down, and then they've increased their inventory by almost like 1%. So because of all these things, it's a mixture, and their gross profits are looking very good. Then a person has a really good question like when demand is down, actually shouldn't you be spending more on advertisement and asking people to buy the shoes or chappal? So the management answered that instead of increasing advertisement, they're giving more schemes on sales. So that's why they've cut down on advertisement, and they're giving incentives for more sale to happen. And then another person asks like really she or he, I don't know, Sachi Trivedi, they blasted the management by saying like how did you not see a shift of demand from open footwear to closed footwear, and how did they not see the demand that physical channels to online channels moving? How did you not see that coming? So then management answers on some random thing like they're like there is poor footfall, and they can't predict monsoon, election, all those things, and BIS issue which the unorganized players don't have to follow. So all these things they didn't know see it coming. Then the person had to repeat the question that those are all which it's not in your control. What I'm asking is like secular shift which was happening, how did they not see it coming, like open to closed and on offline to online? So why is that so? So the management then got the question, and then they said that in the online trade they'll have to give very much discount, and since they're catering already to masses, their discounts can't be very too much because already their margins are low. And if they give more discount on online, the general trade people will suffer. So that's why they have actually said no to Amazon and Flipkart on giving too much discount. And they're also changing their identity, like they used to sell before to Amazon and Flipkart, and they used to sell at whatever price they wanted. But now Relaxo as a brand is selling on Flipkart and Amazon, so that they can keep control on discounts which they can give, is what the company is saying. So that both general and e-commerce trade will happen, and there won't be much price difference between online and offline sales. So then the person again asks like you are so experienced and all those things, and how come you did not see it, and why is that you are not taking any action? So the management said that they are mindful of what is happening, and between general trade and e-commerce they don't want to compromise on any, and that's why they're selling as a brand as seller, not as not giving it directly to Flipkart because they don't have price control. So now by doing this, both trade and general trade and e-commerce can exist. And then the person asked like they have tied up with Disney and Marvel, like how are they planning to use this? So the management said that it will be used for premiumization of their articles for kids, and because of this their average selling price will improve. So that is a major positive. Then another person asked, so earlier this year, imports from China and other places were on decline. So are you facing competition from imports from China, or it's local MSMEs which are doing manufacturing in India and selling it here? So the management said that 2 years back when GST was increased from 5 to 12%, a lot of unorganized players have come, and they don't pay GST because they are not they don't sell it under any brand, so they don't have to pay GST. Because of that, competition came up, and also materials from China also imports are very high, and then there is no BIS compliance to them. Because of all these things, there has been an total lot of competition coming, and also demand is lower at the same time. So it is all affected us badly is what this company is saying. Then the person asking balance sheet 10% of inventory has increased. So the management said that is because less demand, they don't want to keep their factories shut down, so they've increased their this thing by almost 10%. Then the man from some person from Miraya said us, Crocs are so successful and consumer preferences are changing towards comfort and fashion wear. So how are they planning to do it? So the management said they're very much in touch with the market, and they're bringing new initiatives, new marketing spends, and they're improving their advertising from offline to online. So these are all the things they are doing to improve the matlab to be relevant in this era. Like they are planning to bring shoes with chunky soles and different colors, and there is sneakers trend also happening. So they might see in this, consider these propositions also, is what the management is saying. Then a person asked, like, a lot of footwear parks are coming in Tamil Nadu region and Haryana also. So will that affect us? So the management said outright they were very. I mean, the answer looked very unconvincing to me. So they're like they are coming here to manufacture and export it, not to sell in domestic market. I mean, so they are not worried about the demand. So I mean, this is not an answer, because what if these people start selling in India and then they'll have to face competition? So there should be a backup plan for this as well. Then a person asked, like, there are reports being for GST being reduced from 12 to 5%. So is that true? Like the management said that is something, it's speculative. We'll never know. It might or might not happen. Then there was a question on how they are building separate e-commerce, like brand as a seller. Well, they are not building a brand, but they are changing from how they used to sell to Flipkart and Amazon to now they'll directly sell it to customers, so that they can control discounts and price, so that there will be not much difference between general trade and online. This is what the thing is. And during special days like Big Billion or Amazon Festival, the Flipkart and Amazon people used to give discounts without considering, without taking their opinion. So now as a brand, as a seller, they can decide that, and instead they can also abstain from selling during these times. So their BIS was the BIS waiver which was given to small players was, is that for 1 year or what? So the management said that minister had actually declared that it will be for time being, so that they can start complying with it. But there is no handwritten thing saying that it is for 1 year. So this was the con call of Relaxo. Relaxo, if you see the market price, I mean market price has almost down from 50%. PE has corrected from almost 150 to right now it is at 85 levels. I mean, profits have also gone down, returns have also gone down. Let's see how they move it. Like, I guess this quarter end, more clarity will be there. If this quarter is also bad, I guess company will be in trouble for a long time. So which company you want me to analyze? Comment.